Today on Commander Replay, we take another look at Winota Cedh. Can the multicolored decks find their way out from under a Magus of the Moon? Find out next on Commander Replay. The 2020 GoFundMe is active. If you want to do one-on-one deck reviews with me, or get one of your decks played on video, be sure to check out the link in the description below. Welcome back everyone, playing some Winota Joiner of Forces Cedh today. Kept an opening hand that looks like this. We got 2 lands, Soul Ring, a Gold Mirror for some ramp, an Aethersworn Canonist, Goblin Bombardment, and a Possibility Storm. Feeling decent about this. The one thing I would maybe like to see is like a Goblin Rabble Master. If we could pick that up off the top, then I'm going to be feeling great about what we're doing. I played this deck a bunch of times today. One of the things it has been struggling with is just making sure you draw the ramp in your opener. So we've done that here. Once you do that, it's a pretty solid deck. Really like what it can do. It can make other Cedh decks look bad. Won't do it every single time, but I've been working to get it to happen as often as I possibly can. Turn 1 mana crypt for the Kess player. Yeah, it's pretty good. Play the Marsh Flats. Brings it to our turn. We do catch a Combat Celebrant. Decent card. Crack the Marsh Flats. Get a Plateau. Play Soul Ring. Play Gold Mirror. And pass like that. We could go for the Possibility Storm, and I might. Actually, oh man, if opponent drops Lavinia, yeah, that would be perfect, actually. Because if no mana's spent to cast something, then everything's just going to get countered, and it's going to be awesome. Here's a Chromox for opponent. Yep. Mana Crypt. Rhystic Study. Ugh. Mana Vault trigger for the Kess. It's still untapped. I'd prefer they didn't hold up counter magic for our Possibility Storm right here. If they played a land and a Signet, I'd be much happier with that. Holding up that counterspell mana. Brings it back to our turn. Maybe we try and go for some small plays instead. Screw it. Let's make sure they have it. Play Flooded Strand. Crack Flooded Strand. Get Sacred Foundry. Untapped. Try the Possibility Storm. Basically, we're sitting in the wrong spot of the turn order right after this Kess. Into the Rhystic Study. Not paying. Opponent thinking about it. Possibility Storm is really good against combos. I don't know that Kess. Although, when Kess casts things from the graveyard, this only does the thing when you cast it from hand. So, if Kess is casting stuff from the graveyard, it's not going to affect the Possibility Storm. But everything else, it does make it hard to combo. Opponent cracks a fetch. Gonna mana drain the Possibility Storm. The question is whether we should have tried to play around the counter. The problem is when you play around a counter that they don't have, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. I'd still like to see Lavinia come into play right now because it really just shuts off the combo decks really hard. Especially, oh yeah, opponent has 0 lands, so, just plowed the road for that Lavinia to come into play. Here comes Lavinia. Rhystic Study will trigger. Lavinia's in. This should wreck Mizzix and Kess. Pretty good. I don't think they like Lavinia. Mana Crypt flip Mizzix. Won the flip. Opponent's got a Forbidden Orchard. Hopefully they give us the spirits. Mizzix coming into play. So Mizzix in and they pass. Mana Drain trigger. Getting 5 extra mana. Opponent's going to Brainstorm. That's going to go into the Rhystic Study. Ooh, that's a Wheel of Fortune. This will be interesting. Was hoping to get the Aethersworn Canonist into play. Also the Combat Celebrant. Both of those are nice. Hopefully we run into more Hate Bears. We had an Aven Mind Sensor hit in Enlightened Tutor. I'm going to put a stop on our turn. Oh, that's a Waves of Aggression. That's a card. There's the Goblin Rabble Master. Talisman coming in. Triggers the Signet. Triggers the Rhystic Study. We may need a Blood Moon. Oh yeah, opponents are going to get crushed by Blood Moon. There's a Felwar Stone. Let's see. That produces blue-black. This will produce red-white, blue. Red-white, blue. Actually, less than that. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're on Enlightened Tutor for Blood Moon. So upkeep, play Enlightened Tutor. Into the Rhystic Study. I think we could pay for that, actually. So that's 3. Yeah, might as well just pay for it. We don't have anything else we can do. Oh, I hope I didn't pull Blood Moon out. I did. Ugh. Rest in peace. Nope, pulled that one out too. Gross. That being the case, maybe Smothering Tithe. But we could also use a Stacks piece. What's an opponent's graveyard? Wheel of Fortune. Oh, a whole bunch of things I don't want in their graveyard. Mana Drain. We need 4 lands to cast Smothering Tithe. Crap. Pulled out the Blood Moon in order to get other stuff in. Rule of Law might be a good idea. Eidolon may be a better idea. It's a little bit more fragile, but we need non-creatures right now. Yeah, get Eidolon. Play the Mountain. Play Eidolon. Rhystic Study will trigger. Pay for the Rhystic Study. Oh, I wish I left that Blood Moon in. It's been kind of in and out, just been trying to test a bunch of things, and it got pulled out earlier today for something. Oh, that's a Drannith Magistrate. You want to know what card's terrible for us? Drannith Magistrate. But it's terrible for Kess also, so if they have removal, they have to use it. Lavinia into the Kess, sure. Mana Crypt flip. Search for Iskanta for the Mizzix. Mana Vault trigger for opponent. Leaves it tapped, loses a life. And here comes a Pyroclasm. That's going to kill our Goldmere, which I don't love. Not going to kill the Drannith Magistrate. We'll get the Mizzix. We'll get the Lavinia. Burrington Forge Tender is a card in our deck for Pyroclasm and similar type effects. Opponent pays for the Rhystic Study. I'd like to see them finish the Drannith Magistrate right here. Actually, they can't, because we played an Eidolon of Rhetoric. They can cast no additional spells. Brings back to our turn. That's a Cavern of Souls. Play Cavern of Souls, name Human. And I think we can't cast Winota. That's correct. We can't cast as Captain of the Watch, though. Might as well get it in since it's a big, expensive mana play. Also just gives us like a lot of power and a lot of stuff to work with. Into the Rhystic Study, can't do much about it. And we get the ETB. Keep working on the cast. Hopefully they don't shoot the Eidolon. They take one. Pass like that. Yeah, Drannith Magistrate is a reason that we probably need to run more removal in our deck. There aren't a lot of things that truly scare me, but this is one of them for like exactly the situation we're in right here. But as long as the board doesn't get wiped, we do actually have some like pretty good aggro going. If we get Rabble Master down, that's going to give us more power. Players could go down fairly quickly to just Captain, Rabble, and Waves of Aggression. That's a Luminarch Ascension for the Lavinia. Good card, little slow though. But if their plan is just like stacks the game into oblivion, I could see a Luminarch Ascension getting the job done. We will have to attack them though. Like that's the thing that's going to have to happen now. Search for Iskanta trigger. Soul Ring for opponent. Trigger on the Luminarch Ascension. Yep. Opponent's going to into the Royal this Drannith Magistrate. That's good news for us. Opponent can get their Kess back. They can probably do some nasty things with Kess. They could go Kess Pyroclasm pretty easily. Could be a Dark Ritual in there, get a little extra mana, maybe make another play first. Opponent's going to delay on the Into the Royal. Okay, don't need to worry about it yet. The real winner here is Rhystic Study. Into the Royal ticking down. Mana Vault trigger. Opponent going to pay to untap their Mana Vault, so they probably don't have that much else happening. That's a Windfall. Well, puts Waves of Aggression into the graveyard, that's fine. Won't be able to cast any additional spells this turn, so that's good news. Windfall is probably good against the 7 cards in hand of the Mizzix player. What do we draw? We draw a Jaya Ballard, which is very helpful. We draw... Ooh, there's the Magus of the Moon. Watch the lands get crushed. Ooh, and that's a Sevinne's Reclamation. Oh my. We've got choices. Opponent's going to opt. So that brings back to our turn. We've got some stuff to work with. Can't get haste on this Aura Touch Mage at all. It's unfortunate. Let's just play the Plains right here. Magus of the Moon really causes headaches for our opponents. How much colored mana do they actually have? They'll have 1, 2, 3. 3 non-red sources. This opponent's also jammed up too, and it'll shut off as Kanta. Yeah, that probably puts us on Magus of the Moon. Maybe like Magus of the Moon, Tithe somewhere, and then maybe Heliod's Intervention also. That seems like the play. So let's get Magus of the Moon. We won't be able to Heliod's Intervention because of the double white. Still think it's worth it. Into the Rhystic Study. Although there might be a lot of counters, this may not actually resolve. Cracks a fetch. This might be a counter. It's actually kind of bad if it is, because Rule of Law is in play, or Eidolon, and we can't cast any additional things. Pay for the Rhystic Study. Opponent's going to use the Iskanta. That's fine. Oh wait, it can't be countered. Did I say get countered? It can't be countered. That's not a thing that they can do. This would be the game for the Jaya Ballard, but just awkward. This Magus is so good. It single-handedly won me a lot of games. And it's into play. Probably just going to have to spread our attacks out a little bit right here, which I don't love, but I think is what we need to be doing. 2 creatures over to the Lavinia player. Some other stuff to the Mizzix. They've been largely unpunished. And we'll send 1 to the Kess player, so get everyone's life total moving a little bit. And the reason we might do this is Throne of the God Pharaoh is a card in our deck, and that really wants you to have everyone have lower life totals instead of like really focusing one player super hard. But there are definitely times where like focusing a single player makes a lot of sense. So We have more lands on our opponents, so we'll only get a single land off of the Tithe, but even a single plains will help us with the Heliod's Intervention. Opponent on 3 counters with the... no, opponent's on 2 counters with Luminarch Ascension. Did they miss one somewhere? No, that is correct math. So, by the time it gets back to our turn, they'll probably be able to make an Angel, but they can only make 1, given the current mana color situation. Actually, yeah, so I'm thinking about it. The next thing will definitely be Jaya, because then we can shoot the Drannith Magistrate, and once we do that, we just cast Winota, and then life should be pretty good. There's an Enlightened Tutor. Good news is, Eidolon's still in play. Rhystic Study will trigger. So opponent Enlightened Tutors reveals a Shark Typhoon. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's mana cost. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. They don't have the mana to cast it this turn, so it's going to be on the slow plan. Also, with the Eidolon sticking in play, they can't cast a lot of spells per turn, so also very helpful. Swiftfoot Boots. Yep, it's going to be the only card for Mizzix. All the stacks. That looks like the type of play where they forgot that Eidolon was in play. Into the Royal, ticking down. Oh, actually, opponent may not have had the colors to do other stuff. That is also entirely possible. Mystic Remora for opponent. Yep, it's their only card. It's fine with me. Let's play this Tithe. Both of these will go into the Rhystic Study. We can pay, though. Pay the 1. Opponent also going to pay. Get a basic Plains. Oh, someone does have more lands than us. All right. All right. 2 basic Plains. Perfect. Mizzix must have shot up and... Oh, yeah, they flipped over an Escanta somewhere. That'll definitely impact their land count. Fantastic. Dockside Extortionist off the top would be insane. We'd have to get rid of our Eidolon, though. Don't know that we can do that. Another counter on the Luminarch Ascension. It is active. They can make an Angel. Probably not going to be able to swing their way super easily now. Brings it back to our turn. That's a Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, that's good. Oh, no, we can't. Oh, because the rule of laws. Oh, that's so disappointing. How do we do this? How do we do this? Play a Plains. I think we play Jaya into the Rhystic Study. We can pay for it. And then end step, shoot the Drannith Magistrate. Pay the 1. Go to combat. We'll spread it around a little bit. Between these 2 opponents. Can't attack the Lavinia at all because of the Angels. Sending in some damage. Opponents go down to 19 and 22. They're getting there. Throne of the God Pharaoh would lock it up pretty quickly, I think, if we can hit some Winota triggers. It's just the blue-white player that we need to worry about just a teeny bit. Counter on the Luminarch. Let's see if they make an Angel. They do. Oh. Opponent just Tainted Pacted. What do we do about that? Opponent exiling, looks like all of the cards. I don't know if there's something they're planning to stop on. Wonder if they have Thassa's in hand. Don't currently have anything to deal with it. That makes blue. That makes blue. That's unfortunate. We could Heliod's Intervention. Let's see, anything else make blue? That makes blue. That makes blue. Nothing else they have makes blue. As long as they don't catch an island. Opponent has 10 cards left in library, so they don't have everything yet. On the other hand, I don't know, maybe they just went for removal with the Tainted Pact? Oh, you get to see, they put Demonic Consultation into their hand. That's fine, because Consultation can't win as long as Eidolon's still in play. Soul Ring. Soul Rings are really bad when there's an Eidolon in play. Opponent's gonna Whispers of the Muse. Nice. Does trigger the Mystic Remora, though. It's not ideal. I don't know. Like, I'm thinking about whether I should Heliod's Intervention these 2 mana rocks. Because if we lock them out of the colors, then they definitely can't do anything. But they also went for a Consultation, which, as long as the Eidolon's in play, they can't do anything about. And, like, what would they have to get rid of the Eidolon? Right now, Chaos Warp, maybe? Oh, yeah, Whispers of the Muse makes sense with Mizzix, because it gets really cheap if Mizzix were in play. The only thing I'm thinking about is that, like, if opponent has some way to shoot the Eidolon at the end step, that's a Banefire X5. Ooh, that's targeting the Eidolon. Okay. Okay. So we're going to Heliod's Intervention. Destroying... Let's hit the Talisman, and is there anything over here that we need to hit? That produces colored mana? No, I'm going to hit both of Kess's things. I just don't want to mess around right there. Not paying for the Remora. So Eidolon goes down, opponent's mana rocks go down, Frantic Search, still light on colored mana. Although they're blue-red, so they might have like something they can do, but they could at least cast some artifacts if they wanted to. Opponent untaps some lands, plays a Signet, just playing everything into this Mystic Remora. That will get them colored mana. 4 total mana left. Opponent's going to Treasure Cruise. Yeah, that's fine. So passes the turn, Luminarch Ascension trigger. Opponent has 2 mana up, and opponent's got Consultation in hand. Opponent has to discard down to hand size. Oh, I think Into the Royal is about to tick down. That's going to be bad. Forgot about the suspended Into the Royal. Opponent lets the Mystic Remora go. Yep, this is going to be the last counter. Ooh, we're probably going to lose the Magus. Yep, here comes that Into the Royal. Oh, wait, that can't be cast because of the Drannith Magistrate, right? Yes, Drannith Magistrate, shutting it down. Nice. I think we have the win. Oh, we can't cast Waves of Aggression. I was thinking about flashing back Waves of Aggression, but that's not a thing we can... Actually, once we shoot the Magistrate, we will be able to. Dimir Signet for opponent. Does get them much needed colored mana. Goes into the Rhystic Study. Really don't want to dawdle too much here. We've got only 3 triggers once Winota comes in. That's like not as many as I would like. It's not necessarily game ending. We could Savines for the Goblin Rabblemaster. That would give us an additional trigger. Could also get like the Goblin Bombardment. Or we could get the Eidolon back to make sure that people don't combo. That's a Toxic Deluge X4. That's really bad. And then they will have Consultation mana. Ew. See if anyone's going to counter either part of that. I mean, they probably don't counter the board wipe. Lavinia might if they had one. Drannith Magistrate is just shutting our opponents down so hard. So, like, Miscast. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. That's enough to stop the Consultation this turn. I think. Unless they have, like, another mana rock or something. Because the problem, too, is that even if, like... If the Drannith goes away, then they can cast Kess, and then Kess can just get back everything in their graveyard, which is a decent number of things at this point, probably enough to win the game. Though they did exile quite a bit with the Tainted Pact. Uh-oh, that's a Force of Will. Uh-oh. Mizzix has 9 cards in hand. I mean, like, they've got to have a counter, right? And they'll be getting their lands back. Deluge resolves. Opponent going to give a token to the Mizzix player. Opponent ponders, interesting. Oracle maybe was in the last 3? Here comes Thassa's Oracle. Consult in hand, although they mistap their mana. Oh, maybe not. They're going to cycle a desert. Oh, uh-oh. Is that the game? Where'd opponents... Yeah, oh my god, they got there. Oh, wow, that's so painful. So painful. The Eidolon actually hurt us a little bit. We had enough mana that we could have made multiple plays a turn, and then we weren't able to. So that wasn't the best. Oh, man, I can't believe they got through all of the hate bears. Wow. Yeah, we waited a turn too long to get Winota into play, I think. I've got to respect Drannith Magistrate a little bit more. It's gotten me a couple times now, especially when you're facing a blue-white stack, like, you know it's just going to be in there, so... Yeah, Drannith Magistrate has got me a couple times today, and it's a card we have to work around. And maybe this deck needs a bit more interaction in it. That's something I'm going to have to work on and figure out exactly what we can get, because you need to keep the creature count high. You need to keep the stack stuff high just to keep the combo decks from winning, so it doesn't leave a lot of room for removal. But I don't know, maybe if we got the Jaya in sooner, if we had like a haste land, maybe, well, it would have been a mountain, so like we needed Lightning Greaves, would have been helpful, I think. But yeah, I don't know, it was a super close game. We were almost in the clear, and opponent able to squeak it out just enough. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. If you're planning to buy Commander cards, be sure to use the TCG affiliate player link, as it helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything.